So your question is about where do our responsibilities end in trying to be a good person? I'm hypervigilant around other people, trying to assess how they feel, how I can make them feel better, and so on. It's exhausting and unpleasant. I want to stop. So find the I that wants to stop, and that'll stop it for you. This can be done right now, right here. Find the I. Don't think in language. Literally look. Don't settle for a word. Find this thing. Where is this thing? This root of thought. Who am I? Such a simple, simple question. Such an incredible, incredible answer. This isn't about later. This isn't about yesterday. It's so simple. Here you are. Forget about dealing with the question and the people. Forget all of that. Forget it. Just look for you. Look for the source of you. Look for the source of where any thought that feels personal could be coming from. The worst part is I know very much that I can't succeed. I still sometimes upset people anyway. But that somehow only strengthens my resolve to find some way of being that won't upset anyone ever. Well, if you're peaceful and you're quiet, people might still be pissed. Because everyone wants something. But deeply what we want is to be happy. And to be at ease. And only one of us can do that. No one can do that for someone else. You won't even care about people. Really, deeply, you won't even care about them. In that worrisome, agitated, anxious, tense way. If you discover the simple source of you, who are you really? You're not a word, so none of the language, none of the voice, none of the symbol is going to help you. Language is a tool. It is not our identity. Who am I? Self-inquiry is not a group project. It's not about comparing notes. It's a personal invitation. Leading to an impersonal wonder. It's available right here. When we set out to change ourselves and to adjust ourselves and to constantly fix what's wrong with us and our relationship, we begin that whole process from the position of separation, of duality. There's me and there's others. And I and the others, we gotta figure this out. But simply to look for the source of you, to look for the very direct experience of where I, that thought I, could be coming from, collapses that duality. Then here comes someone with their emotional state that you seemingly historically reach out to try to help. And instead of even getting involved, you just listen. You know, love can be very quiet. You are not under any obligation to speak. You're not under any obligation to help people. You can just listen. Peacefully. Not for them. Not for them, but for you. They don't need you. You know that. You get hit by a car crossing the street later today. Everybody will be fine. So it's your peace. And Ramana's simple invitation, who am I? Opens that door. The thing you may find is you don't actually want to be at peace. And it might be a little bit shocking. You may have really felt like, I want peace, I want peace. And then, in this simple inquiry, as the silence starts to swallow you, and you have no idea about the future and how you will do anything or what you will say or all of that, you might discover that you'd rather be agitated than simply find out what happens. And that's normal. The fear of happiness is a very real thing. Since happiness is independent and quiet, peaceful, it doesn't have to look like balloons and circuses or anything, then sometimes there's a fear of that. There's a fear of being happy, because if you're happy, you don't really exist. There's no victimization. There's nobody to rescue. There's nothing to save. And if you're independently happy, meaning there's nothing you have to do, there's no object, then it can be very scary, because you'll finally be okay. You don't. How do you live without drama? Some of us have lived for so long with drama, but we want to get rid of it. But the beginning of getting rid of it reveals a terror of living without it. Who would you be if there was no conflict? So it takes courage. As simple as "Who am I" is, an invitation, it takes great, great courage. To simply become the experience of the answer. So if you truly want to help people, be still and be quiet. And investigate the reality of you. Are you really a word?